This is a video about different ways to work with the dog to counter condition to feet handling, since the logistics can be really tricky. We've only got two hands, and it's really effective to handle at the same time that you're feeding and then have both go away at the same time. So I'm going to illustrate a couple different methods of doing that. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm going to go through three different methods. The first one, I'm going to use a Kong toy. I put a little bit of peanut butter on the inside just for the sake of this exercise. So, this is going to be my handling hand. I'm very right-handed, so I need to make sure that my dominant hand is doing the handling and my non-dominant hand is doing the treating. I find it much easier this way. So I'm going to start with both behind my back, and the handling hand has to come out first. So here we go, handling, oops, knock something over. Handling hand comes out first. Oh, he already knows what's going on here. Once I start handling, he needs to be happily eating the whole time. I'm feeling his foot a little bit. I'm getting a little bit of resistance, so I'm just going to sit here with this foot. He's doing a little bit of pulling back, and then I'm going to stop handling and stop treating. He's got a little peanut butter on his tongue still. I'm going to do that one more time, but I'm actually going to try and use his other paw. He really wanted me to use the right paw, but I think it's probably harder for you to see on the camera, so I'm going to use the other paw. So handling hand has to come out first. Good boy! Did you hear me? So he did a little bit of pulling away. Good job! So that means maybe I grabbed a little too much. So you can kind of see I'm doing a little bit of touching, and he's not loving it, I suppose. He's happily licking, and he's not pulling away. So this is kind of where he's comfortable. I think if I really gripped his hand too much more, he'd probably pull away a little bit. So I'm just going to hang out right here where he's really comfortable. And then handling goes away and treats go away. Same time. For the record, this is a dog who I used to not be able to touch his paws at all. And it was the kind of thing where when we needed to dry his feet, he was very resistant, and it was really difficult. He's laying on his side right now because he thinks we're going to do more handling exercises. But anyway, that's the method of using a Kong. So I'm going to go ahead and put that aside, and I'm going to illustrate a different method. This time, I'm going to use some treats. Okay. I've got about 10 treats in my hand, and I'm going to get ready to dispense them like a Pez dispenser. Kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And we're going to do the same thing. He's so funny. He's like, all right, start. Okay, so handling hand has to come out first, remember. Right now my food is sufficiently hidden. I really don't want him fixated on the food when all of a sudden I start touching that paw, okay? I really want paw touch to come first, and that should be a predictor of food. So here I go. Paw touching occurs, and I'm going to do one treat. I'm trying to put them in a place where you can see. Okay, I'm going to start treating over here so you can see the paw. And he's eating this whole time. And actually now he's putting a lot more of his weight into that paw, so I'm actually getting a higher level of comfort now. We're on our third rep of this exercise, and this is actually he's feeling much more comfortable to me, so even those few reps have been really beneficial. So pretty much when he is done eating one, I'm starting another. And those were all my treats, so that means I have to stop handling. Good boy. You really want them to go away at the exact same time so that the dog kind of misses it, right? He wants it to come back. That's really my goal. So that's the Pez dispenser method. So we've got Kong, Pez dispenser. Okay, so my third method, this is an empty, it's not fully empty if you're a dog, but it's empty if you're a person, a peanut butter jar. I don't want him to lick it yet. So here's what it looks like on the inside. There's really not much peanut butter left in there, but it's enough for him to get excited about it. So we're going to use it just like the Kong. All right, behind my back, he's nice and focused on my face right now instead of the food, which I like a lot. A lot of dogs would be kind of fixating on this arm. And if he weren't a pretty calm dog to begin with, who's inclined to just kind of lay there, I might even have a dog tethered for this exercise, just to make sure that they can just calmly hang out in front of you like this. Okay, handling hand comes out first. Here I go. Good job. Good boy. And same thing, I'm going to start kind of picking up that paw. I'm going to move back and forth along. Oh, he pulled away. It kind of felt like he started to lose his balance. He started to kind of roll over there. So he pulled away, so I made the food go away also. I said, oh, no worries, man. We'll take it back a step. If I push a little too far, or if I kind of hang on to that paw and don't let him pull away, it's likely not really going to help him in the long run in terms of how he actually feels about having his feet handled. Really, the only thing he might learn from that is that pulling away doesn't do anything, in which case he might escalate to something like air snapping, growling, or even biting. He does have a bite history with grooming techniques, but it's been about 3 years since we've seen that behavior, so I'm feeling pretty good about it, but I still wouldn't push the issue. Also, it would just be mean, and I love this guy. You ready? Let's do it again. See what paw he wants. Oh, good job. Good job. So, okay, I'm not getting any pulling away that time, and I'm kind of going to start rubbing the top of that paw. Good job. His body language feels pretty loose and relaxed to me now. I think last time he had a struggle balancing there. Alright, here I go. Handling hand goes away, treat goes away. Okay, so that's my empty peanut butter jar method. I really like keeping these for exactly this kind of stuff. Okay, lid back on. And so we've got the Kong, we've got a Pez dispenser, empty peanut butter jar, and now final method, probably one of my favorites, but arguably one of the most disgusting of them all. I'm going to take a few treats in my hand like this, kind of in my palm, and I'm going to make a fist around them. We jokingly call this the hand Kong, right? It's a lot like a Kong, except it's out of my hand. So basically, instead of licking some peanut butter out of Kong, he's going to lick the same treat over and over out of my hand. He might get one or two out of it, but it's going to go through a lot less food than the Pez dispenser method, which I like, and it's still going to form that nice positive emotional response that you want. Okay, so I got my hand Kong ready. Notice how there's a little hole right here in my fist, so that he can, here's what it looks like, so that he can lick out of it, just like a Kong. Alright, ready? Here we go. Handling hand has to come out first. Good job, he wants to do this paw this time. And this takes a little bit of practice, but, you know, with practice, so basically he's licking the same treats over and over. He seems pretty happy and content with it. Get some nice licking going on. He's not ravenous about it, but he's going through them, so I'm going to notice that when he gets the last one out of my hand, I am going to stop handling. You good? He got a little frustrated for a second because he couldn't get it. There, that was the last one. Oh, go say hi. Somebody's in my door. Anyway, those are all my methods. We got Kong, Pez dispenser, empty peanut butter jar, and hi friend, and hand Kong. So one more thing I will say is you could also use something like a pouch of baby food, or those little shampoo travel bottles that people fill with either like watered down wet dog food or peanut butter. So those would work just the same way. Anyway, hope that was helpful. Bye.